We are on pace for the best year in college football since 2007. So far, this year has been exciting, filled with upsets, close games, questionable calls, just excitement all around the board. I mean, just look at the past 2 weeks. Like week 5, headlined by Bama beats Georgia in a comeback from Georgia, and then Alabama has Ryan Williams and just says, see ya. And they end up winning in the last 2 minutes of the football game. Kentucky upset Ole Miss in week 5. Notre Dame beats Louisville in week 5. Oklahoma has a huge comeback against Auburn. Like that week 5, that was just a teaser. That was probably the best week of the year into what came next week. Week 6, absolute carnage. The day starts off with A&M just dragging Mizzou to start the weekend. Then you have SMU upsetting Louisville for probably now their SMU is going to be considered an ACC contender. This week also Bama's in the headlines, but on the wrong side of the headlines, Vandy beats Bama. This just doesn't happen. This never happens. This is a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Insanity. Arkansas beats Tennessee. Washington beats Michigan. Minnesota beats USC. Miami has a 25-point comeback to beat Cal. Like the night slate in week 6 was absolute just carnage. Everyone was dropping. Tennessee, Michigan, USC, Bama, like all these top 15 teams just dropping. If you had a night slate, Miami escaped, but everyone else just getting crushed. That was the past 2 weeks of just awesome, exciting football. Now we head into the next 2 weeks, which will likely be more of the same. So we have week 7, this highly anticipated matchup between Ohio State and Oregon that everyone has been talking about since the summer or spring. So this game is going to be incredible at Autzen Stadium. We're going to learn a lot about these two teams. But these two teams, for the most part, haven't really been tested to their, really, really test them. Oregon has that Boise State game. That's probably the stiffest competition that either of them have faced. But both of them haven't really faced a ton of teams that can really push them to the limits. So we're going to see what they look like in true form come this weekend. We also have Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River Shootout. We're back. The first one with SEC logos on both teams. That one's going to be a duel. We'll see what Quinn Ewers will look like, if he's going to be healthy to compete in this game. But the golden hat, someone's going to want it. Oklahoma upset Texas last year. We'll see what happens this year. But that's always going to be a great game. Florida, Tennessee, always a fun game in that rivalry. Ole Miss, LSU, night game in Death Valley. Like this weekend is just littered with great games all across the board. And then you look forward to the next week. We got Miami at Louisville. You got the third Saturday in October where Bama is visiting Tennessee. You'll have LSU at Arkansas. We've now seen what Arkansas can do. Georgia at Texas. That's a top 5 matchup. Kansas State at West Virginia. Some of the big hitters in the Big 12. Like the past 2 weeks have been insane and exceptional. And I think the next 2 weeks and moving on are going to be just the same. So we really are shaping up for one of the best years in college football since 2007. Let's continue to enjoy it and enjoy the ride. Follow Big Body Ball CFB on all socials.